No, it's me, your boy Fee, aka Fiberace, aka Hair Buster, here
What's
for the
up?
Three Scout Podcast. One of the original members of the Three Scout Podcast. Shout out to our fans. Anybody who subscribed, it doesn't take but a half a second to hit the like button or the subscribe button. And shout out to all our supporters. We just three brothers communicating on a simple topic. We trying to come to y'all at least what 4 times a week, 5 times a week, off on the weekends. So we trying to hit y'all Monday through Friday, which with honesty, you know, purity, and just straight up honesty for the podcast. I think our fans will love it. I can't wait to see the chat. Um, and I'm ready, bro. It's our first ever show, first ever podcast. Super excited. I'm super stoked, and I just think it's gonna be something special. I'm not in it to become a millionaire. I'm in it to for me. It's more of a therapeutic. How can I put? It's for me. It's more therapeutic. It's like going to pay 300 to talk to a stranger. I get to talk to my brothers about simple topics, but everyday topics and stuff that anybody on planet Earth can relate. Peace.
Hey, chaotic clouds. What's up? How you guys doing? Gotta get started on this podcast. Alrighty, let's start our topic, guys. And the topic. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. So, okay. So, for example, okay, um, the podcast is going to be about pain. The topic today is pain. Physically, emotionally, it doesn't matter. Whatever PAIN means to you as a human being, this is the topic of the Three Scouts first ever recorded podcast. Are you guys ready? Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It'll only take you a half a second and it won't cost you anything out of your savings or checking account. So just hit that button for us. That way we can be able to continue to bring you guys great content like you're about to experience, like no other. Honesty, purity, and what more could you ask for? That's how I look at that. What more could you ask for?
What more could you ask for? I agree.
All right, so topic today is pain. You guys ready? Dakota, Chaotic Clouds, are you ready?
Alrighty, I'll start it.
Jimmy Fitzsimmons,
I am
are
ready.
you ready? And ladies and gentlemen, our brother Jimmy Fitzsimmons, he's actually a music producer. So if you ever want to tap in, to pay for some beats, he's very reasonable. He's not overcharging. We're not trying to become millionaires or scam people. We're just trying to do something that's therapeutic for us as human beings and as brothers. So if you're interested in looking at purchasing beats with Jimmy Fitzsimmons, his Instagram will be plugged in the link below the video. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the free promo. I wasn't expecting that.
I watch a lot of podcasts and stuff. So like my name is Fever, aka short for Fee. We're gonna chop the fever, the ER and all that. So we're gonna just drop it to Fee. That's what people know me by. Real name Terry. And basically my link for my Instagram will be in the my link for my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, every social media that I have. The link will be located in the bottom of the video. Feel free to like and subscribe and join. I really appreciate it. That way we can continue to bring you content like you're about to experience like no other. Straight purity, honesty, no judgmental shit. Everything is pure from the heart. It's 100. So, I mean, it's either you like it or you don't. Excuse me. But, it's a Three Sky podcast. Shout out to my brother, Chaotic Clouds. Shout out to my brother, Jimmy Fitzsimmons. We've been talking about this for about a good 3.5 months now. We finally was able to put it to work. only do the work schedules because we're not rich people. We're not Logan and Jake Paul. We're not. We don't have. We're doing everything out of pocket, and that's why I always. I'm going to say it again. It's only going to take you a point three of a second to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It will help us out tremendously. Go in the comments, leave some chats. Let's get the chat lit up. I want to chat. I love reading chats. I'm not sensitive. Chaotic Clouds is not sensitive. Jimmy Fitzsimmons is not sensitive. We are brothers from three different parts of the world, three different walks of life, but we all come out to be the same person. So understand that the podcast is just about purity, honesty, and integrity. So all you're gonna get from us is uncut business, nothing filtered. Like I said, we're gonna have a Patreon. We got a $1.99 a month membership, and we also have a $5.99 a month membership. The $1.99 a month membership, you get videos early access to, and for the $5.99 a month membership, you get autograph stuff from us, gift cards, whatever we may feel like doing for that month for the Patreon. So
Shout outs.
it's worth joining. It's only $5.99 a month. You're gonna spend it on fast food and sodas in 3 days. So you might as well just join and get some good business, and so we can continue to bring you good
He's not
content
wrong,
and you
people. He's
good,
not
good,
wrong.
good conversation. Yep. So who's gonna start off first? Y'all want me to go first?
I could go
Chaotic
first.
Clown, you want to go first?
I could go
Jimmy
first.
Fitzsimmons, do you want to go first? It don't matter to me. I can
I'll go
start first.
first. I'm
All
okay
right,
going
let's go.
first.
All right, Chaotic Clouds, let's see what you got. The
All
topic of the
So
day
right.
is
I'll start.
pain.
I'll start on my topic. I'll start on my topic with the main subject that I've experienced in my life when it comes to pain. So my pain level of tolerance is very high because from a very young age, I was put on certain type of drugs that had caused me not only to have constipation, but the inability to pass a stool for up to a year at a time, 3 consecutive times in a row. And when I did pass a stool, it would rip me open and make me bleed everywhere. And it ended up causing me so much physical discomfort and pain. And that was the physical part. It would make me have gas, bloating. I would smell because of the farts and, just like all of that. And it just caused me so much embarrassment, harassment, and, just absolute agonizing, torturing feelings that I cannot ever forget. So that right there to me is the grandest pain that I've experienced currently to my lifetime right now, and that lasted about from 7 all the way to 17, so about 10 years. That's my pain story.
Okay, okay, okay. That was deep, brother. That was deep. That was deep. That was deep. That was deep. I don't know how I could have withhold up if I was in your shoes on that one. You know what I mean? Like this is a part of the podcast. You got three brothers. That's brothers from different mothers that love each other dearly, that respect each other dearly, and has each other's back during the roughest times. Not the happiest times, the roughest times. Understand that, chat. Understand that, chat. I need all our subscribers to understand it. What my brother just told you was honesty and purity. This is what this podcast is all about. I feel like I'm feeling free. Just by hearing your testimony, Chaotic Clouds, I'm really feeling free to go next actually, and I want to go next. My name is Fever, aka Feverace, aka Hair Buster. Call me Fee for short. Freestyle champ, freestyle king, respectfully. Okay, so when I'm going to deal with pain, I'm going to give you a physical pain. The worst physical pain I ever feel is when I torn my right rotator cuff, which is right here, and you can see the dot. They went in microscopically, went in through the back. I have no ligaments holding my shoulder together, none at all, no ligaments. They had to freeze some shit together in there. It's my first time ever being cut or any type of surgery in my life. I thought I was invincible as a kid. By the way, I am a Leo, born August 20th, 1983. Straight fire sign energy directly from the sun. So I'm built. I'm full of life, full of energy. I'm very respectful. I'm built off integrity. Okay, so guys, I can show you the rules again. As you can see, that's the hole. They went in microscopically. I'm gonna try to go to the back. Go to the back. See the hole in the back. Oh, there's the camera. Holding it back. They went at microscopically. Microscopically. Or they could have went in just like this. They could have cut me from here to there with a knife. I chose microscopically. But the surgery from the knife is one that's turned out to be one of the best ways to go without re-dislocating it because I had dislocated my shoulder about 8 times before I had the surgery. And by that time, I had pretty much torn and stretched out all the ligaments. Didn't have as nothing holding my right shoulder together. So when I do push-ups and shit like that and pull-ups, all you hear is popping and cracking. People, it freaks people out all the time. So like I like to work out by myself if I'm doing push-ups and stuff like that because I don't like to freak people out. I'm not big on the crack on the sound either. But okay, so that's my physical pain, dislocated shoulder. And how I got the torn rotator cuff. I've been athletic my whole life. I've always been a small guy. I'm 41 years old. Ever since I was able to like walk and shit like that, I've been involved with some type of sports from baseball, football, soccer, basketball, to baseball. So, I was able to do that shit. And so basically, I tore my rotator cuff working at the Food Line Distribution Center, which is a place like the Walmart Distribution Center, and I think it's in Altoona, in Johnstown. So like it's a distribution center, but it's for food. Like if you don't know, if you've never been to the South, where I was born and raised in North Carolina, anywhere around like North Carolina, Virginia, you're gonna see a grocery store that's called Food Line. I worked for the distribution center, making good money fresh out of high school, doing my first year in community college at Grand Scramble Community Tech. And it was just a really beautiful thing. But really was going to school to make my mother happy, not my dad, but my mother happy because she was more so concerned about education and shit. So I wasn't doing it for me, so I didn't take it serious. And during that process of me going to my first year of college, graduated in 2001 on time, no summer school, passed my ECD, my EOCs, I passed all my tests, was I didn't pass I was more like a C plus C minus type of guy throughout school my whole life. Only time I was on AB honor rolls and I was in elementary fourth through fifth and sixth through seventh. Eighth grade I started like smoking cigarettes and shit like that, skipping class, like just doing weird shit. Being a rambunctious teenager. So, but basically, more of my story is I tore my rotator cuff first at work, off the clock, playing basketball after work when I got off at 11 o'clock at night after working a 9 hour shift. And I was just an order picker and I drove an automatic pallet jack. But at the end of the day, and I was always pretty much good shape. Like, not good shape, but like I didn't have to really like do too much, like to tone up and shit like that. Thank God. You know what I mean? I was just always a small fucking guy my whole life, no matter what I ate, no matter what the diet program was, no matter what medications I was on. It didn't fucking matter. I was always a fucking like a tiny guy. And the thing is about it is, oh, he's supposed to be like your dad. So my daddy was like 6'5", 362 pounds, 372 pounds, big fucking guy. And like so now my son, he's 21, he's already 6 foot and like 217. I weigh 171. I'm only 5'7". I don't need to get. I actually need to drop like the 165 so that'll be good on my ankles and my feet. You know what I mean? Because I stand up a lot when I work. So, but okay. So physical pain was the torn rotator cuff, which happened at the Food Line Distribution Center, which I gave you guys the story on. It's a grocery store, but it's a distribution center, just like Walmart have the Walmart distribution center. That was one of my like major jobs when I first got out of high school. Like I said, I was in my first year of college. My college. It was a 4 year. It was a 2 year community college deal type thing for human resources and technology. That's what I went to college for. I fucking around and like I said, I was really doing it for my parents, not for me. So I didn't really take it too fucking serious, but I didn't disrespect it. But it was just like, hey, if I missed an assignment, I wouldn't shoot myself in the foot or I would sleep well at night. Because I know I was doing it more so for my parents. And at the end of the day, I wish I was doing it for me because I would have got a fucking degree. But at the end of the day, the way the universe works, it doesn't mean I would have had a job in that degree. And that's like a 63.5% chance that I could be, like I said, my studies was human resources and technology. Meaning when you say human resources, that means you can get a job where you depend. It's like a union type deal thing. You know Stacy from Walmart. She was human resources. Then you had Stacy Burkett, who was fucking the general fucking man. She was over Judy, and then you had Judy. Like she was like the boss of our bosses. Like to me, you know what I'm saying? So like, well, and that's real. She was just the boss of our bosses. Stacy was, and she was cool as fuck. Very humble, wasn't arrogant, not disrespectful. Kind of up in age, still had a nice body. Like she wasn't fat. Like she had a nice slim body, very tall woman, blonde hair, very lovable and careable and respectful. She respected the grind. I fucked with her heavy. That's why I knew like I should just listen to my brother Dakota before I fucking left. Before I left Johnstown, he said, he basically told me just think about stuff. I'm a Leo. I'm a very passionate and emotional person. So my emotions were fucking moving around like baby rats that see nothing but cheese every 30 feet. So it's like my fucking emotions are all over the place. And then on top of that, I'm getting messages and shit from back home. Like my son throwing up a lot in the morning, and I'm like, damn, I talk to him all every day. He don't mention no shit like that. He going through girl problems. He was going through girl problems. Respectfully. I told him, I said, bro, listen,
Come here.
I just got out of a 6 year relationship that I was dedicated to, was in it to win it,
Come
did
here,
everything right,
Bealonis.
wasn't perfect, far from it, but I wasn't no domestic violence type of motherfucker. I didn't shame her, talk about her, make her feel bad, scold her.
Just doing.
None of that. I defended myself when we was in arguments. When couples argue, they say hateful shit. This is a known fact. I don't give a fuck what race you are, what religion, nationality. It doesn't matter. When couples argue, they say the most hurt. Okay, so when you in a relationship, you know your girl's darkest
Better
secrets.
make
She told you.
relationships.
She know your darkest secrets. You told her. That's what
What?
couples are supposed to do. But when you get in an argument, one of them tend to bring up those darkest secrets. Now we're throwing
What did I do
severe
wrong? You
shots,
always
not
like
just
this with me. You're
scolds
so
and make you
disapproving
feel
for
bad, but
no reason.
we're piercing under the skin. So that was that with that. So like I said, I worked at the Food Line Distribution Center. I was there for about 2.5 years. Fresh out of high school, had a Pontiac Songbird in 1991. Graduated 2001. No summer school. Graduated on time. No highly academic programs. Far from stupid. I don't. I took school serious as I needed to. And as I'm a grown man today, standing talking to you on the Three Scott podcast. Shout out my brother Chaotic Cloud. Shout out my brother Jimmy Fitzsimmons.
Just,
We
what?
we we
Come on.
we, we came up with an
Just hold it.
idea and we stuck with it. And guess what? We're all living different fucking lives. We all live different fucking lives, different life schedules. So we're just now able to get it going, but we never said, fuck. We said we was going to get it going, and Terry, he was really adamant about, hey, when you want to do something, you want to do it. But guess what? I work 10 to 6. I work 10 at night to 6 in the morning. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My brother, Chaotic Clouds, he working early. My brother, Jimmy Fitzsimmons, he's in school, high school still. That's how smart he is with the shit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, these are my brothers. I got nothing but the utmost respect for them. If they need it, if I got one of them need a fucking kidney, they can get one of mine. I can live with one. One of them need a body part from me, they can get it. If the shit match, they got it. I ain't gonna even second guess it. I don't give a fuck where I'm at in life.
I got a
That's how they
liver.
feel.
Livers regrow, don't they?
I don't know, but I'm just saying. Like I
I
know.
got
For
you.
me,
I got you too.
from,
Don't worry.
from me working at the hotel at Ninth Street at Duke University, like I seen a lot of people that had to get kidney and lung and liver transplants. And most of the time it'd be a family member, sometimes, but then sometimes it'd be a random person. But like you have to wait like until they get it, and during the process they're like fucking like dying every day. Any day could be their last. It's like a lottery draw type shit. And like I said, me personally, I got a good heart. You guys know me. I don't have to explain that to y'all, but I want to talk to the chat and the people right now. I know I've been talking for about 15 minutes, but technically I want us to do about 25-minute segments a piece about the topic you're talking about. That's why I'm getting so detailed into it. We're gonna edit and chop it up, but our Patreon fans gonna get this shit raw and uncut. Shout out to y'all. $1.99 a month. That's equivalent to buying 3 Charms blow pops. You can do it. You can do it. You don't gotta be rich. You can do it. It's gonna help us continue to bring you content. I'm not begging. I'm asking because I want to continue to bring you guys this type of raw, uncut content. It's nothing like this on the internet. You know, we're not better than nobody else, but we stand in our own lane with it because we being honest. The whole thing about this is honesty and purity. Understand? It's 2 words: honesty and purity. I want to throw integrity in there because I'm not going to get on here and make up a story. And I'm like fucking Stephen King or Dr. Seuss when it comes to making those stories. I can do a children's book right now, freestyling, high as a kite. It's just my talent. It's a natural talent. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I'm prolific. I'm not better than nobody else. I'm just prolific. I'm big on it. My mother's big into reading. You inherited certain things from your parents as a kid. Like I just told you, my daddy was 6'3". Your brother's 5'6" and a half, 5'7" on a good day. My daddy was 6'3", 6'4", 328 to 30 pounds, maybe bigger. I'm being nice. I was young at the time, 8, 9 years old type. Remember the shit, but he was when I turned 10. That's when him and my mama got a divorce. My whole life fucking changed. I was living like a fucking I kind of compare it to. I was living like a. To me, I was living like a really spoiled kid type of lifestyle, and I really wasn't spoiled like that. But I did get a lot of nice shit and what pretty much what I wanted. And for the most part, up to about 45 to 58%. To me, that's high enough. Reaching to 100. Okay, so back to the topic. Okay, we're talking about pain. I gave you my physical pain. Torn rotator cuff shows you guys the wounds. That's the wound right there. They went in right there. A straight muscle. There's no ligaments holding us together. This can come out while I'm sleeping. But move it around and pop out still. But the surgery they wanted me to get, they wanted to cut me from here, from there down. I didn't do it because I didn't want to get up under the knife. They went in with a microscope, do this with a camera, and was able to fix shit, fuse shit, freeze it. No ligaments. 12 dislocations before I had surgery. Before I had surgery on the fourth dislocation. Because right then he said you ain't got nothing holding your shoulder together. So you go to sleep at night. If you sleep kind of weird, your shoulder gonna pop out. Bro, you know how many times my shoulder popped out with my kids' mother? I have 2 kids that came from me, from my sperm set. Terry and Lily. They're from the same woman. A 17-year relationship while I was working at this place I'm telling you about. She worked in too. This is one of the things that drew her into me was that I was really talented on a basketball court. Right? I practiced every day. I was really nice. I was good at baseball and I was good at basketball. My 2 top things. And I could QB a little bit because my arm was strong. And I used to always do a lot of flips and shit. That's why my ligaments already stretched out. We used to slap balls a lot in the where I grew up. That's the one right there. They went in there, and it's the one in the back. There's one in the back. Right there, you see it. Boom. That's the shoulder blade right there. Look how I go up and down. I'm right-handed. This is my right shoulder. So when it comes to defensive mechanism, I have to have a Bruce Lee mindset. I have to get the first lick. I have to fight dirty. I can't fight clean, but I can hurt you and knock you out, and also hurt myself, throwing my shirt out of socket. That's the worst pain I've ever felt in my fucking life. That's physical pain. I know I'm going on about 15 minutes right now, but I'm gonna keep rocking because I wanted us really to do 20 to 25 minute segments because I wanted our podcast to be 60 minutes flat. That's it, not more, not less. You get the intro music, get our logo, blah, 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 with the introduction. Once we start getting sponsors, we'll figure out a way to edit that in. because we're gonna get sponsors. We're gonna take off like a rocket. I believe in us. I believe in this podcast. I believe in us. I don't care about the money. At the end of the day, like sometimes I have to think about stuff. It's gonna hurt to tell somebody I love I can't give them something, and I know I can really give it to them. I won't miss it at all. But if I know if I give it to them, it might be a reason for you to overdose. To overdose, you can get into physical trouble with some gangs or some mobsters. You can take the money invested in something and get scammed and robbed and raped and robbed. But it doesn't. But like I said, if I win the lottery today, y'all my brothers, chaotic clouds, Jimmy Fitzsimmons. If I win the lottery tomorrow for 2 million, after taxes I bring home 1.9. All I need is me personally in real life. All I need is 5,000. I can flip that and make it 25 in less than 7 months. Doing legal shit. Doing legal shit. I go buy some cars and flip it, get shit graded, and start selling on eBay. Legal shit, no drug dealer. And if we was drug dealer, we did. Let's say we were drug dealer. It's a possibility I could take that 5,000 and flip that into 49 to 50,000. That's how street smart I am and how good I am with that deal. When I used to dibble and dabble. It's a podcast. We talking. I'm a clean rep. I don't have no record. No record. Nothing can happen to me. You can't touch me. You can't. You can take this real, take it to the face. It don't matter. Record ain't demo. Like he ain't on the radar. Who is he? Go fuck. What he talking about? That's how smooth I am with it. Raised by real motherfuckers, real gangsters, real G's, real respectful men, grinders, hard workers. All right, and okay, so let's get to that was my physical pain.
Right.
The word pain has in the dictionary 7 different meanings. I gave you my physical. Let's give you my emotion. I'm gonna chop it down for you, but I really shouldn't chop it down for you because we got Patreon. Shout out to my 199 subscribers. Shout out to my 599 subscribers. I love you
Shout
both.
out.
We
Shout
love
out.
you. All of us love Three Scout love you all the same. Everybody's budget's different. But if you want to continue to get this content, and let's say you want the raw, uncut, unedited, which is really, really good to get. To me, it's the best shit to get. Keep it at 1,000 with you. I don't care if you subscribe to Patreon or not. It's not going to change my life overnight. I don't want nothing to change my life overnight financially. It's scary. I don't like to tell people no that I fuck with, but I don't want nobody to die that I fuck with, and I be the cause of it because I'm able to feed them into a habit that they had that I may not know about. Not to say none of my brothers from Three Scout got any habits, but this is how I am. That's how I roll. Okay, so now back to the emotional pain. Okay, I'm 41 years old. Graduated the year 2001. South Granville High School, Creedmoor, North Carolina. Born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. Um, my high school girlfriend, my first real, like real girlfriend, if you get what I mean. We're on a podcast, but my real people know what I'm talking about. 2 years. I'm a junior. She's a freshman. Senior. She's a sophomore. Cheerleader both years. Basketball team for me. So basically, it's just like, how can I put it? To me, it was a great relationship, but I was heartbroken. She ended up sleeping with one of my close friends, but not like my brother. I consider you two guys from Three Scout, Chaotic Clouds, and shout out my boy Jimmy Fitzsimmons. You already know, nephew. You already know what time it is. But heartbroken, and to be honest with you, I didn't cheat. I'm going to sit back and think hard on this because I do have a high body count. And it's not on bragging, dope, braggadocious, right? It's just off my activity and my how I carry myself around women, period. And what I got morals and integrity. So like I just can't like have sex with you because I'm horny. You gotta have something going on for you at the moment that I'm really attracted to, or it's catching my energy wave. But make a long story short, my girl from high school, who used to come to my mama's house, we stayed in a double wide trailer after we moved out of the hood in a different county named Creedmoor, Butler and Creedmoor, Granville, Scottsdale, Granville County. called Granville County, born and raised Bull City guy. I can't go to school and high school there because of all my cousins. My mom wanted me to graduate on time. Perfect as shit she ever done. I hated her the most for it. And but it saved my life. So at the end of the day, it was like, hey, you the dickhead. You know what I mean? That's why I was telling nephew, like, hey, mom used to be mad at you for a week and a half, and then she'll call you one day and gonna tell you how proud she is of you. You becoming a fucking man. You know what I mean? And you have to do it. Everybody goes through it. Most of the real ones go through it. When you're a real one, you're gonna go through it. Because God only gives his soldiers. He only gives his true soldiers the hardest battles. I don't have to read the Bible at all. I can throw my Bible right on top of this damn condominium I'm living in. This condo I'm living in. And I mean, shit. If I got the faith and belief, it's all that matters. But pretty much, make a long story short, my ex girlfriend from high school, first love officially. Before I had girlfriends, I had kids in elementary and shit like that. Don't even fucking count. Don't register. I'm talking about sexual contact, in and out type shit. Girlfriend, when you at that age, like that elementary shit don't count. I could have dated Carter B in elementary school to me. I couldn't even bring it up. Like I wouldn't even bring the shit up unless she said something. It don't count. We talking about high school here, where it does count. Prom is involved. Prom is involved, and so my girlfriend and we had to me. I think we had the best relationship, and I'm sitting here being honest with my bro. I can't. I'm at about a 70 30 thing thinking. Did you cheat on high school? I don't think I did. I can't, but don't quote me on that. So don't quote me on that. But make a long story short, she cheated on me with one of my boys. You know, a guy considered to be my boy, but at the same time, my closest friend who had graduated a year before I hit 11th grade. So when I hit 11th grade, he graduated. So, but my boy Twan was to date my boy that my ex girlfriend of 2 years in high, 3 years in high school cheated on me with. So that shit broke my heart immensely. I'm a fucking prideful ass, egotistic ass Leo respect type shit. Broke my fucking heart in three. And when I asked her more than three times, because one of our friends had called me from the party that I couldn't go to, back to what I told you. I have really strict parents. But if my mama didn't know the people, know the mamas, I can't go. I don't give a fuck what my grades look like. I can have straight fucking A's and getting college letters already in 10th grade. She would throw this shit in the trash and I don't give a fuck about it. I haven't met the parents yet. So you can't go. I would cry. I would be mad. I would punch shit. I would be upset. I would break Super Nintendo cartridges type shit, chopping them in half with my fist. I was always big into karate and kung fu. Basically, kung fu. Bruce Lee is my role model and my idol. And a lot of people thought, oh, I thought it'd be like one of the black leaders from the civil rights movement. Bro, I love them all. At the end of the day, I live like Bruce Lee lived. I live like I call his philosophy. I ain't been in a fight since 1999, a physical fist fight. And I've been all over the country. I've been in Miami, Florida by myself, LA three times by myself, Sacramento, the capital of California by myself, Golden Gate Bridge by myself, riding mountain bike. Been to Chicago three times with my mom. She's a white lady named Kid. I got like three mothers. I got like four mothers. I got my mom living right now, who's my real mom. I got Kid. She's from Chicago. She's a multimillionaire. I got I got Veronica. She live in fucking Chapel Hill right now, which is like maybe 20 minutes from me. She's like a mom to me. I got Amber. She lives in fucking what is that? In Alabama, Mississippi. But she's like a mom to me. These are all people I met working at the hotel, and they made me their son, adopted son. That's how like your mom, Dakota, made me or her son. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit, respectfully, bro. That's the type of vibe I carry everywhere I go. That's why I've been able to get around and do so much shit without having no bread, not being like popular, famous, and any of that type of shit. So basically, my pain from physical was a dislocated shoulder. My pain from emotional was my high school love. Her name was Amber Burwell. Shout out to you. I still got nothing but love for you, respect for you. Shout out to my stepsister. She brought you over so I could see you in the 2000, maybe 5 years ago. I seen you. No, I'm like 8 years ago. I seen you in the same bathroom I'm in now. I'm running around with that camera on. It's the same bathroom I'm in now. Me and her and my stepsister smoked a blunt in here, and I was so happy she brought over here. And like, if I wanted to be like a thought, I was in a relationship with my ex girlfriend at the time who just broke up with me. If I wanted to be a thought, I could have been one that night, like, but I didn't press the issue respectfully. You know what I mean? But so that's the pain I feel emotionally, and I gave you my physical pain. So I'm done. I just had to get it out. You know what I mean? I'm glad I was able to do like a good official segment, like how I want us all to do. Like, you know what I mean? If you look up pain in the dictionary, it has 7 to 8 different definitions. I gave you the
Yeah.
emotional version, and I gave you the physical version, and I gave you proof. That's the inside right there. They went in. I could have lined that's a gunshot one. It's not. That's microscopic again, and it's in the back. It's one in the backside.
Yeah, like I said, I can
One in the
add
back.
more to mine.
On the backside, right
So
there. You see it right
you
there.
can
Right
get this
there.
in.
That's a torrent, bro. I stretch my. I used with my son is upstairs, and my daughter's in Mexico, mom. I used to wake up, we'll wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, bro. My whole fucking shoulder be dislocated. Like my shoulder, like this part of my shoulder will be down here. We would have to go to the fucking hospital, wait in the waiting room with nobody in that bitch but just us for like almost 48 minutes. Get to the back, wait for a doctor to come in for about, I'm gonna say about 52 minutes. About 52 minutes. It's nobody in the fucking emergency room. It's just me, my kid's mom. And the kids. Like I used to hate when shit happened, bro. We just had to take my son out early in the night, early in the morning. And then they finally get the doctor in. And then he's like, oh, we gotta take an x-ray. They gotta send you the CT, which is CAT scan from emergency room. Another 30 minutes, bro. And listen, when I ripped my shit completely, I couldn't fucking walk. Like I was like standing like I was standing like this and shit. I was walking like this. I couldn't stand. I couldn't straighten my back at all. My shoulder, it was that much pain. This part of my shoulder was down here, bro. Seriously. I woke up 3 times like that in a 6 month span. And every time I went to the emergency room, it was almost a 3.5 to 4 hour visit. That's the pain part. That's my physical part of pain for pain. And I gave you my emotional part, my high school love. My high school love. And I still don't hate it to this day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even give you the other half of that shit, but to be honest with you, that shit really ain't even that much important. So anybody else just want to take the time out while we're doing this podcast, and anybody who's watching and please just like if you could just like hit the subscribe and like button, that will really help us out a lot to continue to bring you guys content like this. You know what I mean? Because like this is nothing scripted. We don't got no budget. We don't got no production center. We don't have a studio. We're doing this all off our own. And shout out to the people who do that, and shout out to the people who do have a budget and a studio. I'm not looking down on it because one day I'm hoping we do get a budget, but that's not what I'm in it for. For me, it's more of a therapeutic thing. It's like going to talk to my psychiatrist, and I don't have one. And I think everybody in the world should have a psychiatrist, even from the smartest to the most autistic to the least smartest person. Everybody should have a psychiatrist because everybody has to vent about something and talk about problems to somebody. It's not going to judge them, but give them honest advice. Supposedly, I don't trust shrinks, but to be, whatever jerk floats your boat, go for it. That's why I wanted to do this
Yeah,
podcast, and I'm
for
glad
sure.
we got it started. I'm glad we got it started. I really am. You know what I mean? Shout out my boy Chaotic Cloud. Shout out my brother Jimmy Fitzsimmons. We all brothers from 3 different parts of walks of life. And at the end of the day, we all still connect to be the same fucking person. Just different color skin, different body size, different flesh. At the end of the day, our soul will be the same color. That's why I connect, which is hard to do in today's time. And I'm gonna say today is what date is March the 31st? March 31st, 2025. March 31st, 2025. It's to find a real brother is like or a friend, just to find a real friend in today's time is equivalent to hitting a lottery for over a couple grand, which is about a good one out of 397,000 point chance, which is, pretty slim. You know what I mean? You gotta be a lucky motherfucker. I don't even believe in luck at all. Luck is not in the Bible. So,
Mm.
to me, it's a pagan word. Excuse me. Just that Patreon shit, uncut. We're gonna definitely chop it up though. But you know, let's get back to the programming though. You know what
Okay.
Mhm.
I
I
think
mean?
I'm ready.
All right, Don Jimmy Fitzsimmons, go ahead. Let us have your version of pain, man. What's pain? What the word pain means to you, bro? You tell me. I gave you what it means to me. I gave you two sides. I gave you the emotional side, and I gave you my most physicalist pain I ever felt in my life. And I ain't gonna lie, that torn rotator cuff was pretty fucking painful. Like I said, I couldn't walk, and I see other people who get it. They can walk and shit, like and get like do shit, bro. Like get to the ambulance. I couldn't walk. Like I had my arms like between my legs and shit like this, like that. I couldn't lift up. I couldn't straighten my back up like this at all. But the weight was so crazy. My shoulder was. This is the shoulder blade. My shit was down to here, bro. Crazy, bro. I ripped it. You know what I'm saying? Completely ripped my rotator cuff off the hinge.
I gotcha.
hmm
Well,
But
when
Jimmy
I
Fitzsimmons, Jimmy Fitzsimmons, let me ask you this: what is pain to you on a physical side? What's the most physical pain you ever felt out of
okay,
your life? You told me you're 17 years old, and
okay, I'd have to think for a second.
yeah, let's
Uh,
give it a think. But I just
okay.
want our podcast is
If
all about
if we were
honesty.
trying to find the moment, we'd be here all day. So I'll just give an example of one of the worst physical pains. One of the worst physical pains is when I lost my fingernails, and how I lost them was my dog had, and I had pit bulls at the time, still do. I had cats and I had pit bulls, and they were separated. The dog hopped the fence and got a hold of the cat, and I, trying to separate the dog and the cat, tried to break them up, and the dog only bit through my hands and basically fucked the cat up, and the cat basically had to be put down because the cat's, or you get the point, the cat was fucked up.
Oh yeah, pit bull, cat, easy,
And
easy, easy,
my
easy,
hands were all
easy
fucked up.
demolition, easy demolition. Keep going, bro.
But yeah, my hands were all fucked up, and my nails, some of my nails turned purple because, well, they had bit through my nails, and I didn't get any broken fingers, but basically the nails died and fell off and regrew.
Brother, let me. I hate to interrupt you, but I got a question. I'm pretty sure people in the chat will too. When you say broken fingernails, how many, and was it like the right hand, left hand, all fingernails got
Uh,
fucked up and ripped off, or was it a couple fingernails, or how did that go? Can you be more
it was
specific about that?
it was this one specifically because I had lost
Mm,
other nails to other incidents, but this incident I had lost this nail.
mm. Painful shit. You
Yeah,
lost a whole nail, you mean?
it wasn't painful in the moment because I had the adrenaline spiking, but it was emotionally painful because I loved that little kitty.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, and this will get into the emotional pain. I found that cat actually under our trailer and shit. There were two of them. We managed to get the one, and I was like feeding it. It was doing pretty good. Like it had its fur grown in. I had nurtured it, and it died.
Oh man,
And
man,
I
sorry.
witnessed it. I straight up witnessed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. When you get pets and shit like that, and you're people like us, the Three Scout, who are all brothers and from all different parts, different lifestyles, different walks of life. Everything's completely different. That just goes to show you the power of the universe and the connection of the frequencies that can draw people together. The power, right? And make a long story short, when you get a pet, it's equivalent to being your child. So it's just equivalent to me when I lost my dog when he got hit by a car. It didn't even take less than 2 minutes. It was like a more like a minute and like 8 second type deal. Just let him out the back door, which I do 1,000 times a day. And I do know when a ball rolls down the hill, it would chase it, but I just don't know. It did nothing register like for me to worry about that. But I'm putting on I let my dog out the back. She runs out. The kids are playing basketball. I bought my kids a professional basketball rim for Target. Place to work there. Got a nice little deal on it. The rim can hold 600 pounds. Breakaway rim, real NBA rim. Go to 12 feet. Um, I let my dog out the back to go piss the shit like I do at this time every night, right on time, not a minute late, not a minute early type shit. Just a regular routine. I'm putting on my little beverage shoes. I get one in and I just hear like, oh, I heard like a skirt, like some commotion type shit. And I get all the beverage shoes on by this time, of course. I'm already out the front door. And I see my dog running up the hill, bro, the fucking broken neck. Made it to the living room. She was an indoor in-house dog. Made it to the living room, shitted on herself, and died. I fucking lost it. You see my tattoos here right now. You see my tattoos. Where is it? Right here by the D. It's a faded piece of skin. I broke a glass table with one fucking punch. And if it wasn't for my sister, I would have put a fucking like at least 13 holes in the wall, put a hole in the fucking front door, which is not made out of cardboard or nothing. I don't know how the fuck I did that. That goes to show you, like when you run with a drill in it, like you just said, pains, you don't feel shit. Like, bro, I didn't feel this shit like 3 days after everything. Like, I had big knots and shit on my elbow. It was wild. Like, but during the time, I didn't feel nothing. I even drove my dog to the vet, knowing it was dead in the back seat. It's fucking crazy. So basically, I get your point, Jimmy Fitzsimmons. But you can continue with your story. I just had to ask some questions. I'm gonna help the chat out too. Like, when you said, like, I didn't know if you meant like you had got every pinky ring middle, index, thumb off, like
Those
bit
are the
off.
ones. But
Yeah, got
I
your
had
finger
other
nails.
incidences where
Yeah.
my brother or siblings or whatever, like I had my finger in like the hinge of the door and they'd slam it real hard. I broke a few nails
Mm,
that way.
mm,
They didn't give a
that's
fuck, but
torture.
it's incredibly painful immediately and afterwards.
So you basically gave us your physical pain. Why not give us your first emotional pain? When did you first feel pain and an emotion? When did you first feel pain and an emotional point? Curious.
Well, while he's thinking on that, I can continue to put some added material for my part. So
Okay.
what I'm
Okay, well, bro, go ahead. Give us
so
some
what
more.
I'm
Give
gonna
us
do
some more
is I'm
detail.
gonna start. I'm gonna start from my entire journey. It's probably won't take me more than 5 minutes, truthfully.
Well, no,
So,
you gave us your physical pain. Let's hear your
well,
emotional
I'm
pain.
gonna go from the beginning, from how it even started in the first place, because that would have never happened if not for me being put into mental hospital. And that would have never happened for somebody not telling a lie. So there's a little bit more to the story, and I feel like it's probably best for me to just say the whole story. So it all started with my mom wanting to be with a guy for 15, 14, 13 years who could not have children. And so whenever that did not work out, she got with a guy that did want to have kids with her, but then changed his mind. So she had me with nobody to be the dad. So she had her ex be the adoptive father. And so, as that being the
Before
case,
chaotic clouds. I hate to
yeah,
interrupt you, but like you're my brother. I know you very well. You're my brother. But quick question. Like your original father, like what is your like I know you say like you don't know him, like
I've
have
never
you
met him.
ever met him that you can recall or
Nope,
have you
nope.
figured out a way to reach out and get in contact
There's
with
no way to
him?
reach
Yeah.
out to him. He's changed his name and
Is
identity.
he
There's
still
no way.
alive? Do you know?
I don't know.
Like that sucks because I would really like to get to know your dad because to be
Me
honest with
too.
you, like like not to just disrupt your testimony, but like, I'm your brother, so I'm gonna have questions, so I might have to stop you guys and ask some questions, like to help the chat
Okay.
out too. Make a long story short, like, you told me that story before, but I always been meaning and wanted to ask you, like, have you ever met him? How do you feel about the situation? Do you know if he's still alive? Do you have
Nope.
any pictures of him?
Nope.
Like, and that sucks, dude. You know what I mean? That's your father, bro. He helped give you life. You understand? And like,
Right.
and it's you, with your character and your personality, from with me being your brother and knowing you on a personal level. I would really want to meet your dad. Like I met Mom
Me too.
Dukes. Me and Mom Dukes, we just like that. We like this. We class big. We love metaphysics. We got a lot of stuff in common. But when I see your mom, when I deal with your mother, I get about 30% or 35% of you out of her. So I'm like, damn, your dad gotta be like a cool guy. I don't know. Like I'm just that's why always wanted to ask you, like, did you ever meet him and stuff like that?
Nope.
Sorry to interrupt your testimony, but I also
All
feel like
good.
the chat want to know that too. If when we get our chat going, they're gonna want to know
Yeah, his
that too.
name was. All I know is his name. It was Robert Allen Quick. That's all I got.
Yeah,
And apparently he changed it. So,
Robin Allen Quick. He
yep,
changed it. You
yep,
don't got no pictures or nothing,
nope.
no type of contact at all that you can
Nope.
recall of.
He told her he wanted nothing to do with her after she told him that she was pregnant and never to get in contact with him. And after I was 2 years old, she tried to call him, and he told her that's not who he is. Like just a whole bunch of bull. So at 2 years old, I got my first stepdad because my adoptive father went to Bahrain. So I got my first stepdad. His name was Jeffrey. He was also in the Navy, so which was really funny because that's where my adoptive father went in the Navy to Bahrain. So he was a petty chief officer in the Navy. My stepfather, not my adoptive. My adoptive father was only a second class officer in the Navy. So my stepfather was a petty chief officer. He had already been in the Navy for over like 15 years at the time, so he was getting ready to retire soon. But whenever he had me, he was very physically punishment oriented. When I wouldn't eat the food, he'd make me stay at the table for 5 to 7 hours, depending. It would be nighttime by the time I get from the table, because eventually I'd give in and I eat. Um, he would spank me if I pooped myself jumping on the trampoline, which had happened a couple times. Spank me at public events if he thought that I was being too like talky. Like he was very physically punishment oriented. After him, because he ended up cheating on my mom. After him, I got another stepdad. His name was Michael Cox, and this is where my going to the mental hospital thing comes into play. Michael Cox was very manipulative, very controlling, and he put a big strain on my mom that made her become very abusive to me as well. And then when that happened, sometime around then, we were in Kansas City, and I apparently a kid had said that I had told him that I was going to chop him up and put him in a dumpster. And so, because of that, the principal was notified, my parents notified, and the police were notified. And my mother was given an option: no physical conversation to defend my, innocence. It was just straight up juvenile delinquency or mental hospital to evaluate his, psychological problems. Those are the only
Hmm.
options my mom was given legally. which is still bizarre to me to this day because it was off of a he said she said type of scenario. So and what had happened was I was put into mental hospital, signed over to the state, and they put me right away on about 7 or 8 different medicines. One of those being Brispidol, which ended up giving me gynecomastia, which is man boobs, and messing up my organs, and a whole bunch of other side effects. And
Hmm.
I went back in there about 3 more times after that, and they added more drugs in those 3 times that I went. And in those 3 times that I went back and forth, the fourth time, finally, my mother left Michael, who was the second stepfather. And about 3 years after that, I was 13. She got with another guy. No, I wasn't 13. I was 10. I'm sorry. So it was 2 years after I was 8. So 2 years after that, I was 10. She got with another guy. His
So,
name was Christopher Cox. I was 10 years old. And for about 3 years, things were okay. And then my little brother Grayson was born. And then when he was born, what had happened was, is my stepfather convinced my mother that we would be better off in Florida. So she sold everything and lost her whole business and moved to Florida. And then he was very rude and mean to her when we were there, and basically told her that she was in his territory now. And we ended up moving to Virginia shortly after that to stay with his friend who would eventually die of cancer about a year or so later. And after her friend died of cancer, I went to go stay with Jeffrey for 3 months, where he was physically abusive to me. And I ended up coming back to stay with my mom. And we tried to make things work because we sued Johnson and Johnson.